Welcome to the webcast for Homecoming 2015. If you're joining us for the first time, we're going to be here until the street fair concludes at about 1:30, but right before the homecoming football game against Rose-Hulman. Anderson University Ravens will take on the Engineers this year, Matt.
That's right.
And so that game will kick off shortly after the street fair concludes. But we are so glad that you could join us from your computer, from your smartphone, whatever you're watching us on. We're so glad that you can join us for the 2015 Homecoming webcast. Now, this year marks the sixth year.
Okay,
that we have been doing this.
There was some confusion. I thought it was the 7th, and if you saw my Facebook post, I said it was the 7th, but it's actually the 6th. So
yes, and it's
welcome to year number 6.
Year number 6, and it's been a great homecoming so far. Yesterday we had a lot of activity on the campus, and one of the biggest, honestly, one of the signature events for Homecoming 2015 was yesterday when we had the inauguration for President John Pistol.
Yes.
And that was
great
just
service.
That was a wonderful, wonderful event. It brought in over 40 dignitaries from other universities. Within that dignitary group, there were presidents of other universities and other representatives. We had the director of the FBI, James Comey, here making remarks.
What did you say?
The director of the FBI was here.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Yes, otherwise known as the FBI.
Yes.
Yes, he was here.
James Comey was here.
James
6'8".
Comey.
The man is 6'8".
Yes, he is 6'8". And
so if you thought President Pistol was tall,
yes.
President Pistol is small when he's standing next to James Comey.
Exactly.
So at 6'8". So how tall is President Pistol?
He has got to be 6 foot, I would imagine.
Well, I'm 6 foot or 5'9".
Okay, so he's got to be.
I'm thinking maybe 6'4", 6'5".
Okay, all right.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I don't know. We'll find out. When he's here later.
That's something we can investigate. I've never thought. Oh,
nice. Investigate. Very
nice.
Like
that? I didn't even think about that. So we will get the answer to that question. And we have we have a wonderful lineup of guests. Our first guest is going to be Colin Short, the director of alumni relations here at Anderson University, then followed by President Pistol. And you know what? You could work that into your questions.
I will be working that into my question.
How tall are you?
Yes.
Chris and I had this discussion about James Comey yesterday, and you can kind of lead off with that.
I have some other questions too involving the inauguration yesterday.
Yes.
So
now, if you didn't attend the inauguration, or if you were unable to visit Anderson University for that signature event,
and you don't want to watch us, you can actually go and watch the inauguration right now.
Anderson.edu/inauguration. Anderson.edu/inauguration. And right there is the entire webcast from the event yesterday. You can watch that. You can even download the program from the event yesterday. We have a PDF version all in one place. So Anderson.edu/inauguration, and it'll be like you were there. It was wonderful to see President Emeritus Edwards there.
Yes.
It was wonderful to have Rudy Pyle, who was my student body president, who's now Judge Rudy Pyle, make remarks. We also had Jim Lyon, General Director of the Church of God, make remarks. And we had
the student body president,
and Dr. Jerry Fox,
that was really good,
who made remarks on behalf of the faculty. So just a wonderful arrangement of speakers, and it was a really good day. And that went into the luminaries around Helios last night with the annual reception. That's always a part of homecoming every year. That's one of my favorite events. And then that led into last night the musical showcase, where the outstanding music alum was honored, and this year was Jay Rouse.
Jay Rouse.
So he received the Outstanding Music Alum Award. So it's been a great weekend so far, and today looks like it will be no different than that.
Now, I believe Stephanie said last year it was 29 degrees.
Yes.
So it's a little warmer.
A little warmer
today.
Yes.
However, we're having a little bit of rain.
Yeah, there's some sprinkling going
on the street fair this morning, and this is what they call it. If I don't have my phone out, but Chris, they call this pinwheeling. So normally the weather comes from the west and goes east, but this morning this weather is coming from the east and pinwheeling.
Pinwheeling
So
around.
I'm guessing this may be some of the hurricane that's hitting the state of Indiana this morning.
And you actually thought in advance by bringing gloves, whereas I did not.
Well,
so if I raise my hand,
it's a little difficult here to write with them. But
if I raise my hand and my hands are shaking, you'll know why.
At least my fingers are warm this morning. So speaking of questions,
yes.
They can ask questions, Chris, and
yes.
tell them how they can ask questions.
Anyone that
Not
asks,
of us,
well,
we'll ask the questions.
Right.
Unless they have a question for us, we'll answer those.
Right.
But for our guests that are going to be on, President Pistol, Dave Shore is going to be here, some others. But they can ask questions.
Yes, they can. Through the webcast, we have a wonderful team here that's watching the webcast. Scott Gower's on the computer. And if you submit a question to Scott, he will make sure that either myself or Matt receive that question. We'll try to get it answered. But for everyone that asks a question, we're going to have those names entered into a drawing for an Anderson University swag bag. And inside of that swag bag is going to be a woven thread CD. We gave those away, a few of those away last year, if you remember. That CD is filled with Anderson University alums who are performing artists. That will be one of the items in the swag bag. And there'll be a collection of other items in that swag bag as well. So submit a question for myself or Matt, and or our guests that are going to be coming up.
Yes.
And your name will be automatically entered into that random drawing. So we encourage you to do that along the way. Matt, I think we are at the time where our first guest should be here.
All right.
Colin Short is coming in this way. So
very good.
Thank you again for being our question asker.
You're welcome.
And
you're number 6.
Great.
Sixth
year for the webcast. So I'm going to let you take it away with Colin.
All right. Colin Short's coming up next. We're going to take a quick break here, let Colin get hooked up, and we'll be right back.